Hi everyone, welcome to 3 Quick Questions with DBR & Co. I'm Jeremy Suschak, Head of Business Development, and today I'm pleased to be joined for the very first time on 3 Quick Questions by Taylor Glock, Financial Advisor here at DBR & Co. and our lead advisor for DBR Next, which is our financial planning service for emerging professionals. Taylor, welcome in and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. I'm really
thanks.
looking forward to our conversation, and the topic of our chat here this morning, of course, is financial planning strategies for emerging professionals. And this is a group, our DBR Next clients that we commonly have conversations with that, despite being early on in their careers, have faced a number of major financial developments that have made it challenging to plan for their futures. Rising tuition costs over the years have led to piles of student loan debt. Increased in home prices have made it very difficult to buy a home for the first time. And most recently, over the past few years, spiking inflation has made it challenging to start a family or expand a family. So these are areas that we commonly talk about, that we have conversations with. So what we wanted to do today, of course, is just take some time to address a few questions that emerging professionals might have at this point in time. So looking forward to it. Before we dive in, of course, as a reminder to everyone watching, as with all videos in this series, our topic of conversation was developed as a result of an article that you and I actually worked on most recently. It's titled, "As Financial Uncertainty Grows for the Next Generation, the Time to Plan is Now." So I have, of course, the hard copy here. For a more modern version, you can go to our website and find it on the resources tab at dbroot.com. So with that kind of setting the stage for us, why don't we get right into it? Our first question, and it really relates to the 3 areas that we covered in the article that we wrote as far as our content is concerned. So we talk about 3 areas that are common for young professionals: is saving and investing for retirement, managing debt, and saving enough money for emergency funds. So 3 goals there, and what we commonly talk about is prioritizing. So how would you recommend that young professionals plan for and prioritize for one area without having it come at the expense of other areas of planning?
Sure. Yeah. So creating a financial plan is the most essential part of everything because it helps identify areas of weakness. Do I have enough life insurance? What debt should I pay off first? So it helps to identify what areas in priority. But before doing any of that, the main thing is to actually identify and look at your cash flow, your monthly cash flow, because it's recommended between 3 to 6 months of savings to have on hand. So once you meet that threshold, any excess cash or savings that you have could be allocated to things like retirement savings, like you mentioned, contributing to your 401k or contributing to an IRA or a Roth. And if you've done all of that, you could also look to paying off some of that debt that you have.
Very good. That makes sense. So essentially just building a foundation.
Sure.
Right? Just paying attention to your cash flow and making the most of it to help build that foundation.
You got it.
Maybe a good segue into our second question. Once that foundation has been built, what are some other areas of planning that might come next? Once you've made that progress, what would you say are perhaps the next few steps or areas that folks can look at?
Yeah. 2 main big areas would be life insurance or insurance in general, and estate planning. Especially, if there's a married couple, if one spouse passes, God forbid, or if God forbid 2 pass, having enough life insurance is essential. It's key. But not only that, and I know a lot of clients don't want to talk these subjects, but having estate planning documents is utmost important because having just a will and powers of attorney, like I said, God forbid something
They're
happens.
hard subjects to think about, right? But they're so important.
They are very important, and it helps if something happens, it's just
Yeah.
very helpful to have those in place. So yeah, those are. Oh, and another key area, if you have little
Yeah.
ones at home, education planning, maybe setting up a 529 is key too.
Much more fun. So.
Yeah. Sorry. Go from one to the other.
Very good. Well, that's excellent. And maybe just to round things out, we always talk about what we can control versus what we can't control, right? And at the outset, I mentioned the things that have really led to the challenges that emerging professionals face. Just the rising home prices, inflation, tuition. You can't do anything about that,
No.
right? But there's things that we can focus on. So what would you say are some mistakes that we commonly see or we commonly coach emerging professionals to avoid?
Sure. Yeah, I would say not having or not monitoring your goals. Not having a budget, or taking on too much expensive debt. Having that financial plan is, as you have said, the foundation. And so it can put your mind at ease when you start crossing off things like, okay, I got my life insurance in place. Yes.
Yeah.
It helps you put your mind at ease and you can see down the road your financial goals being set. So very, very helpful.
It's great advice.
Yeah, thanks.
It's great advice. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
insights. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Hope to see you again on 3
Yeah.
quick questions. And thanks as always to all of you for taking some time out of your day to watch our series here. We greatly appreciate it, and certainly if you have any questions or if there are any topics that you would like to see us cover, please don't hesitate to drop it in our LinkedIn comments section or to reach out to us via email. We're always here to help. So until next time, take care and we'll see you soon.
Okay, thanks.